a gamified method that lets your money effectively work for you whilst you focus on other aspects of life. So it allows users to farm yield backed by physical asset, and that yield could be your real estate yield. It could be your bonds yield. It could be your dividend for shares yield, right? So it allows users to farm these yields, which is completely backed by physical assets, potentially offering as much as 5,000% return on investment for early adopters.
Welcome to the Future Podcaster, where we explore the forefront of liberty and innovation. I'm your host, Aavy, and today we're diving deep into the world of real-world assets, RWA, blockchain technology, and tokenization. Joining me today is Javvad, our co-founder and CEO of Libertum. Welcome.
Thank you, Avi. Thank you for having us, and welcome to the team. Can't wait to share the progress on Libertum in your podcast, of course, and learn more about the RWA narrative and what other projects have been up to. So glad to have you on board.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be part of Libertum. Very excited to be here. I love this project and I'm just looking forward to the future. So, before we jump into everything Libertum, because I'm pretty sure our community wants to know every single detail about it, I would like to ask you about your background. What's your background? What are your interests? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm a qualified accountant by trade, and been in accountancy world for the last 20 years of my career, and mostly within the hospitality and service sector. I've always been a very ambitious individual, and I started my first venture back in 2017, a chain of bakeries in the outskirts of London, and a commercial real estate business, which I managed to grow to a portfolio of eight. Before heading into the direction of Web3 and technology. So yeah, that's pretty much a small introduction of my career so far.
Thank you. Great. So, how did you get into Web3 space?
Yeah, so well, since COVID and the ongoing conflicts around the world, not only there has been an increase in cost of living, inflation, but also a massive increase in the interest rate as well, making it incredibly difficult for people. And as I was saying earlier, that I've built a portfolio of eight commercial real estate in and out in the outskirts of London. I was in a similar position with the interest rate going up, cost of living, and so forth. Initially, when I started my real estate business, I was tied in a 5-year fixed interest rate of 3.75%. But come 2022, 2020, early 2023, the rates changed to 9.25% because of the high interest rate, which means the outgoing was almost the same or higher in certain situations than the incoming rent from these long-let properties, and which puts me in and people similar in to where to myself in a negative equity position. So broadly speaking, and since I had a portfolio of eight, I was able to manage that risk. But speaking to many other individuals within the real estate sector, we realized that almost everyone wasn't on a similar boat. And when you actually acquire or want to acquire commercial real estate property in a traditional world right now, you go to a lender, you go to a bank, and you present your business plan. And after going through various hurdles, you only get a 60% LTV, which is the loan to value. So imagine a property that you want to buy of $1 million, $400,000 need to come from your own saving, right?
Right.
Which is pretty much locked in that asset until it's sold off. And the boat that everyone is in right now, the lock capital, high lock capital, I must admit, 40% again, high inflation, cost of living is increasing day by day, high interest rate, leading to a negative equity position, and it struggles. And most importantly, for someone like me, it's making it incredibly difficult to support any growth and being ambitious, to be honest, at this moment. However, there's so much issues that has been going on for the last few years. Is there a real solution available in a traditional world? I mean, I couldn't find any, and everybody I did my research work on, they couldn't find any. And that's from a real estate owner perspective. However, on the other hand, you've got these individuals who want to invest in real estate, but at this moment, the average age to climb that property ladder is almost touching 40 in major cities, which I believe personally, owning a residential property should be somebody's right, not only for themselves, but for their family, for their
I
children,
agree.
parents. Um, but unfortunately is becoming well, much difficult for individuals to invest in these houses and assets. And to be honest, there's hardly any support from government in various part of the world, let alone these people thinking about investment in real estate for passive income, right? Is simply out of reach. But here's the thing. If you take a real estate, tokenize that real estate, break it into multiple fractions of tokens, this makes it easier and accessible for people to invest in these real estate for regular passive income for as little as $50. Which is as part of a Libertum business plan. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to make this snobby market into a party for all, where everyone can get involved in investing in real estate, especially commercial real estate and revenue generating assets to and bring some equality into equation, right? And look, well, let me tell you something. Technology is not an answer to the future. It's the hope for the future in terms of opportunity and accessibility. And these are the reasons why I personally delved into Web3, because still believe and continue to believe that Web3 holds the keys for the growth and prosperity in the future. And if we positively impact just one person, I believe we are making a huge difference and we are winning.
100%. That's very interesting. And I think there is a lot to discover about Web3. We do know the opportunities, but I'm pretty sure Web3 has a lot to offer. And that's coming. That's why you're part of this, right? So I would like to know a little bit more about Libertum for our community to know as well. Could you please share with us its development and a little bit more about Libertum so our audience can get involved and be part of our community as well?
Of course. Look, our journey, as I stated, it started with commercial real estate tokenization, right? Why? Because it's an illiquid asset, and there's a lot of people struggling to release that locked capital. They have to put the money from their own pocket. However, with the high interest rate and so forth, they're not making enough to accommodate any growth. So there's a massive issue and no real solution available in the traditional world. And we all believe tokenization holds a key for the masses. Now, here's the thing. Moving forward 15 months from when we began our journey, we realized today that it's not only real estate that will be tokenized, but there are plenty of other asset classes like your precious metals, your gems, commodities, local produce, art, royalties, securities, and the list goes on, right?
I love that.
the thing is the technology that we have built and continue to improve on simply can be used for other asset classes and business needs with additional contract extension. When we first started 15 months ago, we did not want it to go and create our own tokenization protocol because there were some existing ones, not many, a handful of them, projects that were already building the tokenization protocol or had the protocol ready. Um, but the issue was they are the cost. It it kind of came down to cost. So when we approach these projects and say, hey, we want to use your protocol because you already have it, why not share it with us at a minimal cost? The initial deployment cost was significantly higher than what we thought of. uh, and not only the initial integration and deployment costs, but there's additional development that would be needed for business need, and there would be an additional cost on that. However, well, on top of these costs, every token or every real world asset token that we sell in a platform, these protocols would eventually get a percentage of that particular fees. So at the end of it, if you look at the business model for not only projects like us, but various other RWA projects, who makes the money here is the protocol, right? Who loses the money here is the project and the end user, because end users' fees will be dramatically higher than what it is right now. These are the reasons why we thought, hey, we want to build our own protocol, and when we build our own protocol, our protocol could be shared between other RWA projects to be used at a profit share basis. We are not going to charge what other protocols are charging for integration, for deployment, for business needs development, plus your transaction fees and so forth. Is something that we want to share and grow the RWA narrative in. The other aspect of it was the project that had the RWA or tokenization protocol. They provide you a very simple white label marketplace, right? But what they don't tell you is these marketplace needs to be licensed, right? So it's an unlicensed marketplace that is provided to a project, and these real world asset projects start selling unlicensed product or licensed product without having the license, right? So and who gets affected at the end of the day is the users, because the users are investing into these licensed tokens, so-called licensed token, in an unlicensed platform. And to get that license, projects will have to spend anything between £250,000 to $1 million, and there's an ongoing additional cost associated to maintaining that license, like your office costs in the jurisdiction you have that license in, your staff costs, your utility bills, and your running costs. So what we have designed and in Libertum, that we have license already in place with a couple of regulatory bodies, and we've applied for a few already, which probably will have positive news or license in place by the end of this year. Now,
Exciting.
yes, and what we want to do, Avi, is we want to share not only our tokenization platform with other real world asset projects and asset owners, frankly speaking, but we've got the security brokerage and security token offering licenses in place already that could be passported and shared with other projects to build up and expand on the RWA narrative. So and look, a tokenization engine we've got with various classes. We've got the primary market where people can buy and sell these real world asset tokens and security tokens. We've got the secondary market where these tokens could be traded. The RWA yield farming protocol, where users can farm for yield from these real world assets. And most importantly, a lending market where token holders can instantly borrow against this collateralized token. So we're very excited about what we have achieved so far and what we continue to build.
Definitely. Wow, I'm impressed, but I do want to hear more about farming, RW farming. It sounds attractive, it sounds exciting, but can you elaborate on this?
I'm glad you asked me about real world asset yield farming. It's something that I'm personally very excited about. So, Libertum's RWA yield farming is a very exciting and lucrative avenue for users. It's essentially an aerodrome of RWA token. You can say, because people are farming for incentives in aerodrome, but people will be farming for yield that is associated to real life assets in the RWA yield farming in Libertum. But here's the catch: like there are limited RWA tokens that will be available for each yield bearing asset. So a gamified method that lets your money effectively work for you whilst you focus on other aspects of life. So it allows users to farm yield backed by physical asset, and that yield could be your real estate yield. It could be your bonds yield. It could be your dividend for shares yield, right? So it allows users to farm these yields, which is completely backed by physical assets, potentially offering as much as 5,000% return on investment for early adopters. So the way
Wow.
yeah, so the way it works is, if your rent, let's say, of a property of a $500,000 property is 10% yield, you've got 50,000 yield available for the entire year. Let's say just under $1,000 available for a week, right? So you can simply put $100 toward this rent that is available for the week, and if nobody else invest in that yield farming, and you only invest with $100 right now, you will be eligible to get the entire pot for yourself, which is where these high yield coming. And as and how other investors jump on board, that yield percent would eventually come down from 5,000% to 500% to 10%. But what we are, and as I said, there's a limited amount of RWA tokens available to be yield.
Right.
The minimum you can eventually get to is 8 to 10% before the yield pool is closed. So there's a massive and a very unique opportunity to stake your stable tokens and earn high yield from these income generating assets. So very excited about it, and it's something that we will be shouting out a lot in the next couple of months.
Brilliant. Yes. I mean, as you said, unique opportunity. I think us millennials have to take advantage of this. Technology is the future and we don't want to miss out. So, just getting into details in terms of the future, where do you think Libertum is heading? What's the end goal?
Yeah, so Libertum offers a fully comprehensive, scalable, and I must admit, licensed infrastructure tailored to real world asset tokenization. So we've got the licensed marketplace where the tokens could be sold, bought, traded. We've got a RWA farming, which I just explained, where people can farm for the yield. And we've got the lending market, which allows access to loans and all these elements of it, including the tokenization protocol, what creates new financial opportunities for every parties involved. So simply put, Libertum has a very versatile tokenization protocol and a licensed marketplace that includes buying, selling, trading, farming, and borrowing of these RWAs and security token. Now, our platform is designed for both institutional and retail use. It simplifies the issuance, the licensing, the transfer, and the oversight of these tradable digital asset and security tokens. And anyone can simply it kind of empowers users to interact very securely with this blockchain technology without having the need to have these technical knowledge or expertise. Is That's how simple we are trying to build our technology. And these tokens represents various asset classes like your real estate, your precious metal, commodities, local produce, royalties, securities, and many more.
Yeah, I'm speechless. It's just so much going on. I think all our community and all our audience, everyone will be looking forward to this. We'll be sharing more, of course, in upcoming episodes. We'll have different kind of guests, and we want you to be part of this. We get into the end of the episode. We are very, very happy to be here. This space is very special for us. So what would you like to share with our audience, with our community?
Yeah, no, absolutely. First of all, I appreciate you having me in this podcast, Avi. And look, we started this podcast to as an education for various other individuals on what's happening in the RWA space, invite various real world asset projects and asset owners, and simply speaking, like discuss what's happening, what problems they are facing, why they are looking at tokenization, how tokenization of these real world asset makes a difference, and how secure it is for the users, right? That's pretty
Right.
much most important. How does it safeguard everybody? I mean, personally, I do believe that this is the future, and there's a lot of people who are going through hardship and difficulties, and it doesn't only has to restrict to accessibility and kind of getting involved in this RWA space. But generally speaking, there are individuals who are going through hardship wherever in the globe. What we are doing in terms of technology, we are trying to create that hope for for people to have access to these real world assets. But there are others individuals in the globe who doesn't even have that level of accessibility like others. And look, all I want to say is everyone to be resilient and have patience, believe in yourself, because this belief that will only make you stronger. Struggle today, let's for a better tomorrow, and stay positive, stay resilient. Wherever you are, whether you are looking at these technologies to improve your livelihood, get passive income, or you are anywhere in the world who's going through hardship. So look, thank you again for having me, Avi, and it's a pleasure being here. And I just simply cannot wait to see how the future podcast grows and the RWA narrative improves.
Oh, thank you very much. That's really nice to hear. I think the advice for everyone would be don't miss out, get involved. You have Telegram, Facebook, Twitter, different kind of social medias. Just come here, be part of the community. Thank you for joining us on Libertum as we continue to explore the intersection of liberty and innovation. Let's embrace the transformative potential of blockchain and decentralized finance. Until next time, thank you, Javad. Stay curious and stay free. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Okay.
Bye bye.